A century ago, the first machines hit the fields, changing the lives of American farmers forever, and among the hundreds of models, only a handful truly endured, surviving wars, tough seasons, and generations of drivers. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most reliable tractors of the 20th century, and you might be surprised to see which one tops the list. Number 10, the Case IH Magnum 7100 series. In 10th place, we start with a tractor that may be younger than most on this list, but it earned its reputation faster than almost any machine before it. The Case IH Magnum 7100 series arrived near the end of the 20th century, yet it quickly became a symbol of toughness across American farmland. These Magnums were built for long, demanding days, and farmers soon learned that they weren't just powerful, they were dependable in a way that felt almost rare. At the heart of the 7100 series was its legendary powershift transmission. Many farmers still say it was almost impossible to break. You could work that tractor from dawn to dusk, year after year, and the gearbox just kept going. Some units logged tens of thousands of hours without a major failure. That kind of staying power turned the Magnum into a workhorse people trusted with their most important jobs. Under the hood sat a Cummins diesel engine that matched the transmission's toughness, strong, steady, and surprisingly smooth. It delivered the kind of pull that made heavy work feel lighter, whether it was deep tillage, hauling wagons, or running PTO equipment through thick harvest conditions. The Cummins never seemed to tire. It took load after load, season after season, and kept on pushing across the Midwest. The Magnum 7100 became more than just a tractor. It became a partner in the field. Many farmers still keep their original Magnum running today, not because it's a collector's item, but because it still does the job. When a machine can survive decades of real farm work, through mud, heat, breakdown seasons, and long harvest nights, a tractor that young, earning loyalty that deep, that's why the 7100 series deserves its spot on this list. And coming up next, a Ford tractor that didn't just win the hearts of American farmers, it won over the world. Number 9, the Ford 5000. We honor a tractor that many American farmers still speak of with a quiet kind of respect. The Ford 5000, built through the 60s and 70s, this machine became one of Ford's most trusted workhorses, especially for family farms that needed something strong but simple. The Ford 5000 wasn't fancy. Instead, it earned its story the honest way, by working day after day, without giving farmers much trouble. Its engine was straightforward but surprisingly powerful, the kind of engine that didn't mind long hours or heavy field work. It fired up easily, pulled steady, and rarely complained. For many families, it was the perfect middle ground, enough strength to handle real farm jobs, yet simple enough for anyone to maintain. One of its biggest advantages was its reliable hydraulic system. While other tractors of the time sometimes struggled with leaks, weak lift arms, or repairs that came at the worst possible moment, the Ford 5000 stayed consistent. Its hydraulics were known for being strong, smooth, and predictable, qualities every farmer appreciates when you're lifting bales, running implements, or moving equipment in tight windows during harvest. And then there's the part that truly cements its place on this list: longevity. Even today, more than 50 years later, thousands of Ford 5000 tractors are still running, and many of them have required nothing more than regular oil changes, basic upkeep, and a few replacement parts along the way. That's the kind of dependability that turns a machine into a member of the family. It was the tractor you could count on to finish the job, even when the weather was closing in or the day was running long. Quietly tough, steady, honest, it's everything a true Ford farm tractor was meant to be. And next up, the 8th place tractor is even more iconic, a green legend that helped shape the heart of the Midwest. Number 8, the John Deere 4020. In 8th place, we shine a spotlight on one of the most beloved tractors ever to roll across North American farmland, the John Deere 4020. Through the 1960s, this model became Deere's best-selling tractor, and for good reason. It wasn't just a machine, it was a partner in the field, a steady presence through long summers and tight harvest seasons. At the heart of the 4020 was its 6-cylinder diesel engine, famous for running smooth as a heartbeat. Farmers loved how quietly and cleanly it worked. Delivering strong power without wasting fuel, you could count on that engine to start in cold weather, to pull through heavy soil, and to keep running hour after hour without hesitation. It was the kind of engine that built trust, slowly, steadily, season after season. But power was only part of what made the 4020 a legend. Its hydraulic system was years ahead of its competitors, with more lifting strength, quicker response, and a reliability that impressed even skeptical old-timers. The 4020 quickly became one of the most versatile tractors on the farm, whether it was baling hay, running a planter, pulling wagons, or powering heavy implements. The 4020 handled it all with calm confidence, and over time, something special happened on thousands of family farms. The 4020 became the tractor you didn't dare replace. It fit the rhythm of the farm too well. It was comfortable, predictable, and built to last. Many farmers will tell you that even after newer, bigger tractors arrived, the 4020 stayed. It remained the go-to machine, the one you fired up when you needed the job done right. And if you think the 4020 is legendary, wait until you meet the IH powerhouse coming up next, a true beast of the 1970s. Number 7, the International Harvester 1066. In 7th place, we arrive at a tractor that many Midwestern farmers still speak of with a grin, the International Harvester 1066, built in the early 1970s. This machine wasn't just strong, it was one of the most reliable and hardest working tractors IH ever produced, a true powerhouse that made its mark across countless American farms. The heart of the 1066 was its turbocharged diesel engine, famous for pulling like few tractors of its era. It delivered big horsepower with smooth, steady torque, and farmers quickly learned it could run thousands of hours without needing a major overhaul. When you hooked a 1066 to the plow, the chisel, or the grain wagons, you knew it would give you everything it had, and then a little more. But the 1066 wasn't only about strength. IH gave it a more comfortable cab than many tractors of that time, better visibility, easier controls, and a quieter ride meant farmers could stay in the seat longer without wearing down. For the long field days of spring and fall, that comfort mattered more than most people realize. Many owners still say the 1066 felt like the first tractor that truly respected the person driving it. Over the years, the 1066 earned a special place in the heart of the Midwest. From the rolling fields of Illinois to the wide stretches of Iowa and the dairy farms of Wisconsin, this tractor became a symbol of reliability. It was the machine you trusted for tillage, heavy pulling, and the toughest work on the farm. And even today, red paint fans still consider the 1066 one of the greatest IH ever built. For a tractor that came out more than 50 years ago to still be working and still loved, says everything you need to know about its durability and spirit. And coming up next, a sturdy Oliver tractor remembered not for showing off, but for one simple reason: it just kept working. Number 6, the Oliver 1850. In 6th place, we celebrate a tractor that may not always get the spotlight, but absolutely earned the respect of the farmers who worked behind its wheel, the Oliver 1850, built in the mid-1960s. This was one of those rare machines that didn't need big advertising or flashy features. It proved itself where it mattered most, in the field, day after day. The 1850 was known as one of the true working tractors of its era. It wasn't overbuilt or complicated. It was simply made to handle real farm jobs, plowing deep soil, pulling heavy equipment, and running hours on end without complaining. At the core of that dependability was its Waukesha engine, a power plant that delivered strong, steady performance and just kept going. Farmers trusted it because it ran smooth, handled tough loads, and stayed consistent even under heavy pull. What made the Oliver 1850 special wasn't just power, it was the feel of the tractor. Oliver had a reputation for smooth, balanced operation, and the 1850 carried that tradition proudly. The ride felt solid, the controls were intuitive, and the engine tone had a calm confidence to it, the sound of a tractor that knew its job and didn't shy away from work. Many farmers still describe it as one of the most comfortable big job tractors of its time. Across the Midwest and beyond, the 1850 became known as a tireless workhorse. It didn't draw attention to itself, but it earned loyalty the honest way, by showing up every day and finishing the job, even decades later. Plenty of these tractors are still out there turning soil and baling hay, a quiet tribute to the craftsmanship that Oliver put into their machines. And coming up next, an Allis-Chalmers model that didn't just work hard. It introduced innovations that pushed tractor design forward in a big way. Number 5. The Allis-Chalmers D17. In 5th place, we honor a tractor that helped define a whole generation of mid-century American farming, the Allis-Chalmers D17, built from the late 1950s through the 1960s. The D17 stood out not because it was the biggest or the loudest, but because it delivered something farmers truly valued: strength, reliability, and smart engineering that made everyday work easier. One of the D17's greatest achievements was its advanced hydraulic system. When it first came out, its hydraulics were considered years ahead of what many competitors were offering: strong, responsive, and dependable. They made the tractor more versatile and more capable, whether you were running implements, lifting heavy equipment, or switching tasks throughout a long day. For many farmers, this upgrade alone changed the rhythm of work on the farm. Under the hood, the D17 carried a durable, hard-working engine that delivered steady power. It wasn't finicky. It didn't struggle with mixed workloads, whether you were cultivating row crops, doing loader work, or pulling heavier equipment during peak season. The engine stayed honest and dependable. That combination of muscle and stability made the D17 especially valuable on family farms, where one tractor often had to do just about everything. Part of the D17's charm was how simple it was to maintain. Allis-Chalmers built it with practical farmers in mind: solid construction, clear layout, and a design that made basic upkeep easy. A strong engine, smart hydraulics, a design built for real-world farming. The Allis-Chalmers D17 earned its place in history by doing the hard work well, and by doing it for a very long time. And next, we move to a Massey Ferguson so tough, so dependable, that farmers around the world still call it the tractor that just won't break. Number 4. The Massey Ferguson 135. In 4th place, we highlight a tractor that earned a worldwide reputation for toughness, the Massey Ferguson 135. Many experts still call it the most reliable tractor Massey Ferguson ever built. And when you look at the stories behind it, that praise makes perfect sense. From small family farms to large operations, the MF 135 proved itself in every corner of the world. Under its hood, the 135 was powered by the legendary Perkins engine. Known for its smooth, steady operation, it didn't roar or fight. It simply ran, quietly, consistently, and with remarkable fuel efficiency. Farmers loved that they could work long days without burning through their diesel, and even more so, that the engine would keep going year after year with barely a hiccup. Many Perkins engines on MF 135s have clocked thousands of hours without ever needing major repairs. But part of what made the MF 135 so reliable was its simple, smart design. Massey Ferguson understood that farmers didn't need complicated electronics or difficult systems. They needed a tractor that was easy to maintain, easy to understand, and easy to fix. And the MF 135 delivered exactly that. Most owners could service it themselves, changing parts, tightening bolts, and getting it ready for another season without ever calling a mechanic. That simplicity became one of its greatest strengths. The MF 135 didn't just succeed in one region, it became a global icon. You could find it working fields in North America, powering small farms in Europe, and running through tough conditions in Africa. Decades later, thousands of these tractors are still running, still earning their keep, and still reminding us why the MF 135 became a legend. And coming up next, the tractor at number 3 is even older. A classic that lives on in the memories of countless American farmers. Number 4. The Farmall Model H. In 3rd place, we celebrate a tractor that carried American farming through one of the most important eras in our nation's history, the Farmall Model H, built before, during, and after World War II. The H became one of the most popular tractors of its time, and for good reason. It was reliable, affordable, and tough enough to help farmers weather years of uncertainty and change. At the center of the Model H's reputation was its 4-cylinder engine, simple, durable, and incredibly steady. This engine didn't need special treatment. It didn't mind long hours, rough fields, or the challenges of different soil types, from clay soils to sandy loam, the Farmall H handled it all with the same dependable rhythm. And when it came time for maintenance, the tractor's straightforward design made everything easy. Many farmers learned to service the H themselves, often passing that knowledge down to their kids. For more than a decade, the Model H was the #1 choice for mid-sized farms across America. It had just the right balance, strong enough to pull real implements, light enough for row crops, and versatile enough to handle nearly every daily chore on the farm. In those years, a farmer might own only one tractor, and more often than not, that tractor was a Farmall H. But perhaps the most remarkable part of its story is how many of them have survived. Hundreds of thousands of H models were built, and an astonishing number of them are still running today. You can find them at auctions, at shows, and in fields where they continue to earn their keep, a machine lasting 80 years and still working. That is the very definition of reliability. And next, the tractor in second place is a green legend, a machine that forever changed the way American farmers worked their fields. Number 2, the John Deere Model A. In second place, we pay tribute to one of the most important tractors ever built by John Deere, the Model A, released in the mid-1930s, during some of the toughest years American farmers had ever faced. This tractor became a lifeline for families across the Midwest. Before the age of modern electronics, before cabs and comforts, the Model A proved that good engineering, strong steel, and steady power could change the future of farming. The Model A was one of Deere's biggest successes before the modern era. Its design was simple but smart, and its build quality set a high standard for what a farm tractor could be. And the heart of it all was the two-cylinder hit-and-miss engine, a sound every farmer of that time will never forget. That slow, rhythmic putt-putt wasn't just noise, it was the sound of reliability, the sound of a tractor doing exactly what you asked of it, hour after hour. This engine wasn't just charming, it was efficient. Even with its basic design, it delivered surprising power, pulled through tough soil, and used less fuel than many competing tractors. The Model A quickly became a symbol of Midwestern farming. From Iowa to Nebraska, from Minnesota down through Missouri, these green and yellow tractors shaped the daily rhythm of life on the land. They plowed fields, hauled wagons, planted corn, and powered the tools that helped families survive and grow. For many households, the Model A wasn't just a machine, it was part of the family story. What makes its legacy even stronger is how many Model A tractors are still out there today, restored, displayed, or even still working. They stand as proof of what good American engineering can do. Nearly a century later, the Model A remains one of the most recognizable and beloved tractors ever built. And finally, the tractor at number 1 is a true American classic, a machine almost every farm family has owned, driven, or remembers fondly, a tractor that defined an era and still runs strong today. Number 1, the Ford 8N. In first place, we honor the tractor that won the hearts of more American farm families than any other, the Ford 8N, built in the years just after World War II. The 8N became the best-selling tractor in the United States during the post-war era, at a time when farms were rebuilding, expanding, and modernizing. This little gray and red machine arrived with exactly what farmers needed: simplicity, reliability, and a price they could afford. The Ford 8N was known for being easy to start, even on cold mornings when other tractors hesitated, and when maintenance was needed, the 8N made life simple. Parts were inexpensive, easy to find, and widely available across the country. Farmers could fix almost everything themselves, right there in the barn or machine shed. No special tools, no expensive service calls, just good, honest engineering that respected the farmer's time and wallet. But what truly set the 8N apart were two innovations that pushed it far ahead of its era. First was its 4-speed transmission, smooth and predictable, giving the operator real control whether plowing, hauling, or doing yard work. And second, the feature that changed farming forever, the 3-point hitch. This system made attaching and using implements safer, easier, and far more efficient. It turned the 8N into a versatile machine that could handle a wide range of jobs on both large farms and smaller homesteads. Because of these strengths, the Ford 8N became a fixture across America. You could find it on dairy farms, corn farms, orchards, and hay fields, and perhaps the most astonishing part, many 8NS are still working today, more than 70 years after they rolled off the assembly line, not sitting in barns as collectibles, but actually running, actually pulling, actually earning their keep. A machine doesn't last that long unless it was truly built right, strong, simple, affordable, timeless, and that is why the Ford 8N stands proudly as the most reliable tractor of the 20th century. A century has passed, but these machines still remind us of a time when durability mattered more than anything else. Maybe you've ridden, repaired, or heard the familiar roar of one of the ones on today's list. If so, share your memories in the comments. It's those stories that keep American agricultural history alive. And if you want more lists of classic tractors, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for sticking around.